So some of you might know this is going to be our new place. This is my man cave. Basically this is going to be the computer lab. All of this in here. This is going to be the server rack room, network room. As you can see, currently running power. So this, we've got 12.3 with ground. So there'll be two circuits coming over here at the top on the back side of the light. There's a box. I'll show you the box over here. So there's the box, which will have, it's a quad plug. And then we'll tie into the other side of that circuit. For the second circuit, we'll run across over here, come down, and then we'll go into a quad box there, jump over, come over here, we'll come up to a box. This box will be for the WaterMax water filter system that we're going to have. We'll go in here because there's the water main right here. And we go back up, jump over and across, come back down, and come down to a box there. That'll be another quad. And then we go over to that box there. There's another quad. So currently making up outlets, pigtail outlets. These are 20 amp outlets. There'll be a 20 amp there. So that basically goes over into a rec room. Yeah, this will be, over here is going, this is the network patch panel. So basically this house, I do have some Cat 6 ran, obviously right here. So port 1 is going to be the first floor, that's just above us. 2 floors up is the second floor. So I've got Cat 6 ran upstairs. Number 3 is my fiber jack for Google Fiber. Number 4, which is not labeled yet, not put on here, but it is patched down. That actually goes to the rec room and will be a spare network port for when we decide to mess with the rec room. Anyhow, this room, I'll probably have these server rack in the middle, and all these shelves and stuff will be great with all my motherboards, vintage products, hard drives and floppies and CD-ROMs will probably go over here. Anything that I've used frequently on this shelf. This will be the main lab. I'll have my main computer desk somewhere in here. And along this wall, I'll have several tables set up where I can have Commodore 64, 128, 386, 486, so forth, so on. Back here in this little cubby, that's a sump room. In this cubby hole, I'm actually going to have a nice rack set up to have all my vintage computers that actually are functional, and they'll be on display. That'll be kind of nice down here. So over here, and of course, there's the bathroom. It's a full bathroom with a shower. I'm going to have a full screen big TV on that wall, which I can have a little couch sitting out here somewhere. That way I have PS3 and all that. And then if I want to transmit HDMI, wireless HDMI from my main rig over there, I can. This is the rec room. And as you saw, the network room, switch room in there, went to that soffit. So we came through the soffit over here, punched 2 holes on this side of the soffit, was able to find we had to use 2 holes because we couldn't really find where how to get back up and over, but there's the 2 network cables. One is fiber going back, the other one is a spare jack on this room. Punched that over there, and then found it. Came in at an angle to get to that other side. We came to an angle, found it here, ran it back up the top here. So behind here is the second jack, which I'm going to change out with a dual port with keystones, so that way fiber and then spare jack up here as well. And then you run down here, this is the fiber jack, which was up on the second floor, and was able to get it moved down here to the basement where it actually belongs. There's the Google Fiber box right there. So when I get power in that room, in the network room, I'll be moving this Google box over into the network room in there, and then just plug this Cat 6 cable into the fiber jack, and then take this, which comes from the patch panel, right? So that'll work. Currently, my friendly electrician has found out how to get into the panel. There looks like there was a patch done before. He just found the 4 screws, took them out, was able to pull the patch out, which exposes the 442, which goes back into that soffit. He's going to get into this hole here and see if he can see across into that soffit. And then we're going to have 2 breakers in here. Both breakers are feeding that network / server room. And then eventually this room will be somewhat of a wreck, maybe possibly a pool table, who knows, at some point. And then, like I said, this will be my lab. This is a huge improvement over what I've currently got. For those of you who've seen my current setup, it is about half of this room. So you step up to about where that air freshener is, come across, and that's about the size that I have. Maybe a little more back, a little further. Maybe this guy right here come across, and that would be the space that I'm currently in at the older house. So that wasn't a very good setup. So with this house, most of the stuff is going to be wireless, which is why I ran a Cat 6 up to each floor from this patch panel, and the Cat 6 goes up to a nice flush mounted jack, and I'll plug in a Netgear Nighthawk on each floor that will feed wireless to every location. But down here in this room, I will still have a Nighthawk for wireless stuff, especially for the stuff that's over there, the Roku and stuff like that. But as far as hardwire, I'll penetrate this wall. I'll put a jack somewhere in here, and this will have, I'll have shelves and stuff, but I'll have a network switch setting here, and then all my hardware, all this stuff will be hardwired, VLAN'd out. So there we go. That's kind of a introduction to the new setup. It's going to be wonderful to be able to store all my motherboards, vintage motherboards, any newer stuff. That kind of stuff will be on these shelves, up off the floor. Won't be stacked on top of each other. Cases, as far as computer cases that I'm, not using, whatever, I can store. I've got so much room along the bottom that I can store those cases on. It'll be amazing. And we'll come back and visit this again when we get power done, we get lights hung up, and then that light will actually come down, and then this light will change as well. We're gonna I got some shop lights I'm gonna run across here. That'll be nice to have. But yeah, we'll revisit this, and you'll guys see as we start moving in. I'll take some pictures, some updated video, start showing you some of the equipment I have that I get to play with. And there you go. Thanks for watching.